Doamne, că era acolo unde e complexul la intrare, unde ați dus voi mașinile să le reparați. Acolo era grădină, mamă, de zarzavat, de la colectiv. Lucra mica săracă acolo. Păi să vezi vinete ce erau. Și ardei și de toate. Apoi eram copile. Am dus cu Mirela la furat. Era paznic. A fost plouat, așa, era o apă mare. Și era o salcă peste apă, așa. Și Mirela, nenorocită, hai să mergem să furăm vinete. Aveam ștrampi albi, de ea de bumbac, așa era atunci. M-a făcut de neanda jos. Am băgat vinetele în cracea de la ștrampi. Și i-am pus așa pe umăr, știi? Ziceai că e de sagă. Mă prostim învăța, că de-aia ticu era mânios pe ea. Și când am ajuns pe punte acolo, am căzut cu ștram cu tot în apă.
Și nu v-a prins paznicul?
Păi de frică când am trecut. Nu ne-au prins, dar nici munte n-avea, am fugit de frică. Aventuri în epoca de piatră.
Hello, my name is Olivia, and this is the 33rd thing they should have taught you in school. Friendship should be a never-ending adventure, a real quest, an alliance between two or more people strong enough that life itself feels exciting, that it fills you with courage, and that it becomes a safe place to try things without the fear of failing. When you still have the free time and the unfiltered creativity of childhood and adolescence, friendships can turn into genuine metaphysical journeys, into places you can barely reach once that chapter of life is over. If you'd ask me now what I didn't give enough of in my earlier friendships, it would be the persistent push toward knowledge and individual study. The refusal to walk away from a problem just because I didn't already know the answer. The truth is, I didn't realize back then that any confusion could be cleared up simply by looking it up in books or online. I wish I had known how to actively share that innate drive of mine. Out of fear of making people uncomfortable or of pushing them, I held back. Yet, I know that motivation would have been contagious. It would have encouraged us to learn our own first, so that later we could come together and share our passions, ideas, and experiments, saving time and skipping whole stages. Because if I'm strong in one area and someone else is strong in another, and when we meet, we debate and we help each other with what we know, we lift each other up and walk away richer than if we had done everything alone. As I said in the first episode of this series, the sooner you realize you have to take the reins yourself and not wait for things to magically sort themselves out or blame others for what you cannot solve yourself, the better. Everything has a solution and every question has an answer if you're determined to ask and research. That's when friendship becomes the glue that helps produce real solutions, with everyone involved starting out as equals. After about the age of 27, it became harder for me to make new friends, so I can say with certainty that the old ones are and always will be the real treasure, the warm, safe place where you've lived most deeply. Beyond the older people I looked up to, I always needed peers my own age to share life with, and the longer the friendship, the more fun it was. There were times I didn't bother to educate myself and couldn't show up fully, body and soul, for friends who needed me. Sometimes I was afraid to say what I really thought, scared I might lose them. But by staying silent, I didn't help anyone with even a fresh perspective. Taking ownership, in my opinion, is key, and I'm sure that whatever insight I held back could have lit something up for them and they would have appreciated without objection. Still, I believe I was a good friend, and I had extraordinary friends myself. We had countless deep, almost metaphysical conversations and experiences that, if collected and shown to an audience, only we could fully translate. We held hands under the stars, facing eternity. One of my favorite memories is the weekend my parents left home and I invited my best friend to stay over. She lived in the city, about 50 kilometers from the village where I grew up. We were both poetry lovers and talked endlessly, always going deep. We made pizza, put on interwar dresses, fetched wine from the cellar just so we could take photos with it in our glasses, changed into cottage dresses, and hid in the cornfields. Oh, and yeah, completely forgot to feed the pigs. We only woke up at 4 a.m. to their hungry screams, scrambled to prepare the feed, and nearly set a house on fire while trying to blow flames like circus performers with liquid and torches. Yeah. So, please tell me in the comments what's the most beautiful adventure you've ever had with a friend. Hugs!